Says the Gemara Daf Lamed Vav Amud Aleph. Melden the Gemara Daf Lamed Vav Amud Aleph, and after the just Ravine, the end of the Amud. 8 lines in the bottom of the Amud. The last word in the Shura is Ravina. Says the Gemara. Ravine Ashkechei Lemar Barav Ashi. Ravina sees Mar Barav Ashi. The Kazorik Evyonis. Evyonis, as we said, is the Iker of this pre, what's called Tzlaf. Ve'kochi Kafrisin, and he's eating the peels. The peels, as we said, that's called the Kafrisin, and it's talking about the Tzlaf Shel Ole. Yeah, that's we're talking about the Tzlaf that is Ole. So he's asking him, Omar Leis, Ravina tells him, Maidai Toch, why are you eating the Kafrisin of Ole? If you're going to say because, you say like Rabbi Akiva, the Mekel, and he's not considered the Kafrisin like a part of the pri, right, part of the fruit, and therefore, Chaname, as we said before, Kol HaMekel, Ba'oretz, Halacha Kemoisei B'chutz La'aretz, and this Maisa was in Chutz La'aretz, and therefore, you're eating the Kafrisin, it's not the problem of Ole. So he tells him, if so, V'le'avid Mar, even go more lekule, like who? Like Beis Shammai, V'le'avid Mar, Beis Shammai, the Mekilat Fei, they are more Mekel than Rabbi Akiva, and they say that also the Evyonos are not a pri. Why? Because the klal of Kol HaMekel Be'oretz, Halacha Kemoisei B'chutz La'aretz. That Nan, where do we find the Beis Shammai? Tzlaf, what's going to be the din of a tzlaf of Ole? Beis Shammai oimrim kilaim. That means, if you come and you grow this tzlaf next to grapes, that's a shayla. You grow it next to grapes. Is it called kilaim or not called kilaim? So it says Beis Shammai that Nan tzlaf Beis Shammai oimrim kilaim bekeren. It is called kilaim. That means it's called a mean dogon. It's not a pri, it's a dogon, right? It's kilaim. And B'Hillel oimrim ein kilaim bekeren. Why? Because the tzlaf is not a dogon, it's a pri. That means it's a fruit. It's not a dogon. Only dogon is also b'kilaim. Eilu ve'eilu moedim shechayav be'ole. What? It's chayav be'ole. Now, ole, when there's ole? Only in peiros, not in dogon. So, frag the Gemara, or gufe kashye. This itself is a question. Amret tzlaf b'Shammai kilaim bekeren al memin yereku, and therefore there's kilaim. Ve'od artan eilu ve'eilu moedim shechayav be'ole al memin ilonu. So make up your mind. What is it? Is tzlaf is a pri or tzlaf is a yerek? Says the Gemara. Nochaname. Then what we say be'etzem Beis Shammai oloi kashi. Beis Shammai sipuke mesapkelu. They had the sofek. What they had the sofek? If tzlaf is a yerek or tzlaf is a pri. And mimele, therefore, ve'av de ochel lechumah ve'ochel lechumah. Legabe ole they went lechumah that it's called the fruit, that's called the pri, and legabe kilaim they went lechumah that it's called the yerek. Mimele. Now, okay, so once we learned the brayse, now let's go back to the shayla what Ravina is asking Mar Barav Ashi. So he comes and he tells them, Mikol Mokol, Le Beis Shammai, Avelei, this tzlaf, what is it? It's a sofek ole. Why could it, right? Because it might be a yerek, it's not ole. Might be a pri and it's ole. So if we consider the Sofek Ole, Vietnam, we learned in the Mishnah, Sofek Ole, Be'eretz Yisrael, that the Yisrael Ole is Minatoyim, Mele Sofek the Reis in the Chumah is also Sofek the Reis in the Chumah, right? Over Bechutz La'aretz, Ubesurye, that the din of like a Chutz La'aretz, why? Because David HaMelech, he is the one to come and to capture Surya. And Kibush Yochid, the Nochaname, is Eino Kibush, and therefore, Surya doesn't have a din of Eretz Yisrael, yeah? As I said, Rashi, Aram Tzoiva Shekovas David lo Yisifo al Gvul Eretz Yisrael. So Nochaname, Rashi in Kiddushin Lametches says Marich in Nochaname Kibush Yochid is Kibush, not Kibush, but that says the Gemara. So it's mutar. That's going to be mutar. Ubechutz La'aretz. That means places that in Nochaname is even further than Eretz Yisrael. That means further than Eretz Yisrael, more than Suya. They were more makel, and why? In Suya, they were not so makel. Why? Because Suya is very close to Eretz Yisrael, and they were choish that people would come and say, "Oh, so near Eretz Yisrael, and you can come and take Ole." The Meile, maybe even in Eretz Yisrael. So they're more machmir in Suya than Stam Chutzot. The Stam Chutzot is here even more makel than. And don't chashash that people are going to come and get mixed up. So what says over there in Bechutz La'aretz? Yoyred ve'lo yikeach. What means yoyred ve'lo yikeach? So Rashi tells us in the end of the Amud, yoyred ve'lo yikeach means a person that's makpid on Isur Ole. He's going to his friend to buy from him peiros. So he's going to his friend's house. Now the problem is that this friend, what he's going to buy from him peiros, he's going to buy from him fruit. He's a person that's choshud ala Ole. He's choshud ala Ole. This person doesn't keep the dinim of Ole. Now, what if? So you're not allowed to go buy from him, right? So that's only if it's an Eretz Yisrael. But if this friend of yours lives in Chutz Loretz, his field is in Chutz Loretz, he's not makpid on Ole. A person is yoyred velo ikeach. Heimenu, I'm reading out from Rashi, af al pi, shesoveku im yovim min anetiyos. That the sovek is going to give him dafke from this netiyos or not. Aber, zog de Gemara weiter, ubilvad, shelo yarenu lo iket. But if you see that this friend that's choshud ala ole, he's coming and picking from the olive trees, you can't find it, right? HaChover kshu lo iket min anetiyos, inochanami the netiyos of ole. So that you can't come and say. Rabbi, okay, so what do we see from over here? That in Suffolk, right? If you have a Suffolk, in Chutz Loretz it's mutar. So if you're going, Ravina tells Mar Bar Avashi, if you're going lekule in Chutz Loretz and ole, so go even like Beishamai. That even the tzlaf itself, even the evyonos, even the pri itself, you could come and eat. Ravina sees Mar Bar Avashi eating the kafrisin, but he's not eating the evyonos. The pri itself. And he's asking him why. You're passing like Rabbi Akiva. The kafrisin is not called a pri. So passing like why? Because we're passing like Rabbi Akiva in Chutz Loretz. You call it a mekel. Go like Beishamai, and he's mekel even more. That what? That he's mekel at kedei that you could come and eat tzlav in Chutz Loretz even the evyonis, because the whole tzlav is a suffix if it's bechlal or not, because the suffix is a pri or yerek.
So you just tell us why would he think to go like Beishamai when we always go like Beishamai?
What do you mean?
Why is he telling him to even
because we're going lekule. Because we're going lekule. Because it's called a mekel.
Beishamai comes out of the equation.
We didn't say that yesterday. We're going to say it now.
Friday.
We say it now. Rabbi Akiva, et the Gemara. Rabbi Akiva, moker Rabbi Lezer, Avdei Kavosei. Ubisham, moker Bisilel, Eino Mishne. Look into the Gemara. Rabbi Akiva, moker Rabbi Lezer, Avdei Kavosei. It's a bar plukte. Ober Ubisham, moker Bisilel, Eino Mishne. It's not the Bechlal Mishne. But what's the Hava in the Gemara? There's a very long ariches in the Chazon Ish and the Chasam Soifer. But I would, if you want after the shir, I'm happy to go. But there's a big, long ariches in the Achoinim. What's the Hava in the Gemara? Yochanan is you asking what's the pshat, but I don't want to speak about it now because it's very long.
I think we said if there are different shitzas, you go like the Kuladig shitza. But Beisham is not a shitza, so because
yeah, that's the teretz of the Gemara. That's why it's the teretz of the Gemara. Yeah, but
we're
going to have to come and see the Gemara. Okay, frag the Gemara. Okay, so Mele we come and say that's why he didn't want to pass like Beisham, because Beisham is not considered Bechlal is a shita when we come to speak about shitas of as we said Beisham. Okay, we said Eila shita. Frag the Gemara. Why we come and we said that you could eat it at kafrisin? That means the peel. The peel is not going to be a problem of ole. Why not? This the nasa shoymer lapri. Shoymer lapri is also ole. Why? Where do we learn it out from? And what s? We dash the s. Espirioi is a tofel epirioi. Also the tofel. What is a tofel? Maini, what is a tofel? Shoymer lapri, a peel. A peel is a toffel. So Mele, how could he come in Nochaname and eat the capricin? The capricin is a peel. The peel is in Nochaname or Shoymer la Pri. It's guarding the Pri. So in Nochaname, when do we say that the peel is part of the Pri? And if the Pri itself is oles, also the peel is ole. Orange. The peel is there when it's connected to the tree. And also when it's detached from the tree is also over there. The peel is still guarding. Then this is a real Shoymer. He's the whole time guarding the fruit. Over here, when we talk about the tzlaf, so the evyonos, this is the real pri. But the kafrisin, they there as long as the bitolush lesa. Once you come, you pick these flowers or the tzlaf. Then what happens to the peel? It goes off. That's not called a real shoymer, and that's not going to be part of the pri. Eise ve'abaye. Fragt die Gemara, a shaila, legabi ole. Pitmo shel rimoin. Pitmo shel rimoin means, you saw once a pomegranate, the pomegranate has a crown. So the crown is called a pitmo. Mitztarefes. What means mitztarefes? Rashi teaches that mitztarefes lekabeit letumas oichel. That means, in order to oichel, to be metame, it has to contain a kabeit. It has to have a kabeit. to receive Tumah, you're going to wait for the Gemara in Psochim, Machloikas Rashi Toises, big sugya. But the Bima Tameh needs to have a kabetza. So how much in Ochoname is a kabetza? Kabetza is of a pri. Do we say that this pitmo, this crown that's on top of the pomegranate is mitzaref or not? Says the Gemara, pitmo shelima mitzaref. Ve'an neitz sheloi. Neitz is like, you see inside the crown you have like hair. You know what I mean? I don't know how to call it in English. The hair, what you have, huh? The hair that you have inside the crown. So what's a pomegranate? Now Tu Bishvat. Ein Banach, Tu Bishvat. You have to find out. If you have the pomegranate tonight, you're going to see that Tu Bishvat is tonight, no? Huh? Me'at Hashem, there's a shir tonight. Yeah. 7:15.
What about Rimmer?
Huh?
What about Rimmer?
No, tonight's going to be about Elio Olo Besora Shomayma. That's going to be about tonight, the shir. Anyway, but the nates is inside the pomegranate has the crown. Inside the crown there's like I don't know what they call in English. Anyway, it's the also in Hebrew I don't know. It's the nates. That's what I can tell you. Anyway, the nates. Rashi says nates berimoy ke kapres beevyoyres. That means this. Oh, now it says over there the nate sheloi ein mitztaref is not called now. Mide koma nate sheloi ein mitztaref. That means alme de lav oichel. Right? It's not part of the oichel, and that's why it's not mitztaref. Vetani. Gabe, vetanine gabe orle. What we learn legabe orle? Klipei rimon. That means klipei rimon is the peel. Vehaneitz sheloi. Exactly, this is the nates what we're speaking about the whole time. Klipei egoizim. Vehagarinin. Garinin. What's the garinin? Chayo. Oh, the pips. Chayovi baole. Garinin is chayav baole. Okay. Oh, so this is a very, very, very big. Shailen Achoinim. What is the pshat of a garinim that's chayavim baole? And in the Chanare Pashtas is chayavim baole. If you come in, it's edible. A pip of a peach.
You can't plant them. You can't use them. Also by now.
So chayavim baole only is also by Noem. Mitzad you can't plant it and you can't do anything. I saw Rav Zilberstein. Huh?
You can't use it to dye various things.
I saw Rav Zilberstein has a sefer Chashuk Echemed, Rabbi Tzok Zilberstein, and he asked over the Shaila in Eretz Yisrael, the kids play with gogoim. You heard once that thing? Gogoim is like the adjuim, gogoim, depends.
Apricot pips.
Apricot pips, exactly. So he's asking if apricot pips from Orle, if the kids can play with. That's all chiyun, exactly. I know he has other thing. But that's going to be Nochonam. Huh? Like marbles, yeah, like marbles are the thing. So it's going to be Chai V'Ola, so the Garinim is Chai V'Ola. Yeah. I just want to read with you just a Toises. The beginning of the Omed, there's a Toises. Klipe egoizim v'agarini Chai V'Ola. De peireninu. Says Toises, Mikan, שיש לברך על הגרעינין של גודגודניוס וגרעיני אפרסקין, אפרסקין ספיץ' ושל תפוחים וכל מיני גרעינים של פירויס בוירי Pri or 8 says Toises that what? This is called achila. It's called achila. Toises though. So Toises from over here. Oh, I see Nate's kashir. See very big of things. You don't eat the apple pips you could eat. But peach, how could you eat the thing of peach?
Yeah, the big one.
Huh? Yeah.
The stone. It's about the stone.
No,
Inside the peach is very thin.
Inside the pit.
Inside the pit.
Nut. A kind of nut.
He's talking about eating the stone. Apricot pips have a little almond inside.
It's a marrow.
You get Masechet. Get it from almond to apricot pips. It looks like an almond, feels like an almond.
Eat the stem.
But they're slightly
Oh.
Eat the stem.
Oh, so what's up, shot? Let's just mamish. This is a big sugya. I just want to mention mamish in two, 3 words. So Toises over here comes and says, "Afalsekin you make a boy priority." The Rashba disagrees. The Rashba comes and says that the sorry. No, one second. The Rashba comes and says that when a person comes and is eating this pips, so why it's going to be also an ole? He says not because it's a pri, because this itself is es. We said v'araltem es pirioi, es hatofel pirioi. Garinim is tofel. That's why. It's not a pri. Nafke mine. That you don't make a oitz on it. Because like everything had tofel a pri you make a adama. Or so on this you can make a adama. As they learn sem achoinim in the Rashba. The Mogen Avon wants to learn in the Rashba that for sure that he's not eating away the pips like this, because it's not roy lachile. Just what? He mematkoi. What he's doing, he's coming and sweetening it with him. And as the Rashba, he brings the Rashba in Tshuva. And the Rashba in Tshuva is the shitosoi that kol dovar mematkoi, kol dovar mar, anything bitter, that he comes and he sweetens it, you make a she'akol. So also over here in the pips, you're going to make a she'akol. It's a machloikes, the Even Oizer, with the Mogen Avon, if you make a lefi the Rashba. Lefi the Toy says you make a oitz. He's calling it part of the pri. The Rashba says it's not part of the pri. We can learn it es hatafel, like the klipoi, the peels. You come and say that this is nochaname. It's part of because es hatafel. Garinim is also es hatafel. If it's a tafel, you make only adama, and lefi the Mogen Avon, you can make a shakol, the garinim. That's what is going to come out over here. Lefi the Toy says. Sorry. Yeah. No, you can't eat it this way. It's talking about the way he's mamtik it. How you can eat the peach thing?
An apple peel.
Apricot.
It's very, very bitter. No?
You mean to the inside? Inside.
Inside is
You
small.
break the peach is
Very bitter. I tried it.
It splits.
I remember it the other day as a child. It's bitter. It's very bitter.
But apple pips you make very great.
Yeah. Oh, so it's going to depends which pips in Nochanami you're talking about. Yeah, I see we nog een pera shal chodesh shel rimon. Yeah. Yeah. Likutei Rashi over here, the brings over here that Rashi, Pia Oruch, he brings the Oruch says about the nates. The nates is perach shal chodesh shel rimon. Perach shal chodesh shel rimon. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So in Ochoname lemaskone, just let's finish off with this garinim lemaskone. In Ochoname came out for us over here, and in Ochoname as steht in Rosh steht mefurash that there's going to be a difference between garinim metukim and garinim morim. That means bitter or sweet. And as I take a pass in the Shulchan Aruch and Siman Reish Beis, Vayin Shom be Mishnah Berurah, what brings down also this difference in Ochoname and Siman Gimel and Reish Beis Siman Gimel. And Ochoname is going to be different between garinim metukim that you make a boyer pri adama and garinim morim that you make on it a she'akol, and as we understood in Ochoname in the Rashba. Okay, the Rosh over here, Baros. Zog die Gemara weiter. And the big shaila is going to be, I always had the shaila about oranget. You know what's oranget? Very good, you should try it. It's klipot tapuz b'shokolad. It's a French word, oranget.
Oh, they make
Chocolate coated orange peel.
Orange
peel with chocolate.
Orange peel with chocolate.
very good.
This is very good, I told you.
What's the problem with chocolate?
Oh.
Chocolate?
Oh.
Because of it's probably a chocolate. You take the
Iker and toffel, which is
Exactly, what's the ikar, what's the toffel? It's klipe. It's klipe. Klipe, you know what
What
you...
you like, it depends
Yeah,
what
the
you
chocolate.
what
No,
you
but
want
even
to do with
klipe, what is the klipe? Klipe, you're gonna make adama
You
maybe.
need your orange peel without the chocolates as well.
Yeah, they have
Orange, what?
Candy,
Yeah. You have it in the Achronim actually don't speak about, the Achronim, I mean the early Achronim, they don't speak about peels with chocolate, they speak about klipois tapuzim bedvash. That's what we speak about. It's the same. We're going to have the same. Oh, it comes out from this sugi also. This the same thing. Okay. So you know what I mean? Shakol or you make on it. Think about that. I think no. I don't know shakol because it's klipos. So look at the sefer. There's upstairs over here a sefer with Zoy Sabocha. Over there he speaks about it. There's a whole discussion about it. Sorry.
What do you say? Chocolate peanuts and chocolate raisin. And the chocolate
The same. No, but they know it's oichel. The klippos you don't. I don't think there's anyone eating peels by itself.
No,
Eating it
no,
only as
raisin,
only as the chocolate. So Nochanam is going to be the same. It's going to be different. It's going to be different than. Yeah.
Joe, what do you like?
What,
I like the
what's
chocolate.
more kosher to you?
What's
Go
to you?
what's
What's
kosher
to
to you?
Are you having a raisin or having a chocolate with a raisin in it?
Yeah. בדרך כלל, the Mishnah Berurah is mashma that we say Osha Akol on it. That's mashma from the Mishnah Berurah. The Chazon Ish has a very big arichas about it. Siman Lamed Gimel, Ayin Shom. But the Pashtus in the Mishnah Berurah is mashma we make a shackle on it because he brings. I think he brings a Liorabed. Liorabed says because no one comes and plants the oranges for the peel. With the peels, maybe today is different already. I don't know, but it's not the ikar exactly. So in Nochanam it's only a shackle.
If they use the fruit for the juice, as we said last
Yeah,
time.
that's going to be Nochanam Shaila. Yeah. So the Gemara. Okay, let's continue. This is you can go over here to very interesting shilas. Later in Bertivim you see also a big shaila. Okay, so the Gemara. Elo Omar Rove. Elo Omar Rove. Zog the Gemara. Eicha amrin de nasel ushoim lapri. When in Ochonami becomes a point, Eicha de Isa b'shas gmar pere. And because in Ochoname, as we said, the Rimoin, in Ochoname, this Rimoin, the nates of the Rimoin, in Ochoname, it's mechuber. That's why it's called a shoimer, and it's going to be also baole. But I capris, the capricin, yeah, less b'shas gmar pere. This word that goes, it falls off beforehand, and in Mele, that's why it's not called a shoimer, and it's not going to be in Ochoname. Part of the ole. You're telling me that because it's a shomer to the pri, and because it's a shomer to the pri before in it fell down before the gemar bishulo, and that's why it's not called a shomer. Metachle means the peels of young, small dates. That's called metachle. Metachle is called young dates. In the beginning, they're ole. They're made of ole. Asir, why? And these peels in Ochoname fall off before these dates become Gmar Bishulon. And what do we see over there? And it's called the Shoyim Lapri. Says the Gemara, Shoyim Lapri, Eimasave, what time it comes? Bekufre, when the dates are still small. And they go Korile Shoyim Lapri. And so in Ochoname it's going to be also Mishumole. Why? We just said now by Capricin that if it falls before the Gmar Bishulon of the Pri, it's not called the Shoyim. Says the Gemara, Nachman Sova Loka Rabbi Yosi. He said like Rabbi Yosi that what? That also if it falls off a long time before the Gmar Bishulai, it's still going to be called the Shoimer. That Nan Rabbi Yosi Yoimer. Smodar. Smodar is a young grape. A young grape, in Ochoname, also mipnei shehu pri. It's going to be also Mishum. And they say that what? That in this stage, it's still what it's called. It's called a pri. And it's also called the Shoimer. Is also not going to be called a Shoimer. It's not going to be called a shir, and if it's not called a shomer, you don't aser it mishum ole. Now, so be'etzem we know Yochid Rabim, Alocha Kerabim. So Meile Rove, when he came and he said that the capricin is mutorim mishum ole, why? Because he passed like Rabbanon. Says the Gemara, Maskif lo Rav Shimon Ardoe, Shari Lone, that means chutz from grapes. Mi pligi Rabbanon ole. They don't disagree. They disagree only dafke in grapes, a smodar. Where do we see it? But none. Mei Mosai, from what time when the fruit is growing, from what time, ein kotzitzoylos b'shvis. That means there's a isur to be mafsid peiroi shvis, right? There's a isur to count to be mafsid peiroi shvis. Now this is now Shnat HaShemitah. It's starting to grow. From what stage it's called a pri that when I'm coming and picking it or coming and getting rid of it, coming and uprooting the whole tree, chutz the isur to come into the machal. Yeah, we're talking about the isur shvis. So from what time it's called now, that is going to be also mafsid peiroi shvis. From when it has the name of a pri, that's basically the question. From when it has the name of the pri, says the Gemara. Well, now, Beishamai. So we say Beishamai come and say from when is the time? Kolo ilonos, all the ilonos, mi she yoy tziu. From when in Ochoname the pri starts to come out, then it's going to be chal the isel. Basically, depends. Charuvim is a carobs. Only from when Mishe Yeshoshu. That means it starts to be like a row. It's not one enough. It has to be a shalsheres already. Mishe Yeshoshu. And Vakfanim from when Mishe Yigoru. And the Gemara is going to say later on what is the shir of Yigoru. Zeisim is Mishe Yinotsu. That the nates, what comes out of them at the Zeisim is also going to be when it comes out the nates, the same nates that we said before. And there's a perach as we saw in the and the old before, so the same thing over here. It has a certain flower around it. Then it's going to be called the thing. Ushar kol oilono says Beis Hillel. Misha yoitziu. When it comes out the pri, that means they are masking to Beis Shammai. Now, the Gemara before we go to the question, as we understand already the question, the Gemara comes and says, "What is sheigo? What is this shiur?" Says the Gemara, "Who boisel? The shiur of boisel. Who gohua? Who pulalovan?" Pula lovan. Pula lovan is a kidney. It's bifnei atzmo. It's not a shiur. Says the Gemara. Elo eim shiuroi. What's the shiur of the boiser? What's called gorua? How big is it? It's kepul halovan. The size is like a pula lovan. Okay. Now let's go back to the shayla what Rav Shimi is asking Rove. So Rav Shimi is asking Rove. Man shames leid omar boiser. Dafke when it came to the size, the grave came to the size of a boiser, it's called a pri. And when it's still younger than that, smodar, when it's younger than that, loy, it's not considered a pri. Who is that? Rabbanon. They say so. So what do we see? That le'inyan isur ole, inochaname Rabbi Yossi said that also smodar, also when it's younger, it's still called a pri. Or be'vektani, we learned in Chachomi that the shiur is only she'ar kolo ilonois is mishayoitziu. So kumtois legabi evyoinois. That means it's she'ar kolo ilonois. That slaf is the rest of the ilonois. It's not grapes. So also Chachomi are going to be moed Rabbi Yossi that what straight away in the beginning when they start to come out the kafrisin is going to have a shem of a pri. And you're going to have a shailon rove that says that the kafrisim is not considered a shomer. Why not? Lichoire. Even though they come and they fall from the pri straight away, but they still called the Elo Marove. Straight away when you come and you're gonna come and take off the peel, straight away the pri dies, the fruit dries out. Over in kafrisin, what happens? When you're gonna come and peel off the kafrisin, what's gonna happen? Loi mais peiren. And the Gemara brings a maise. A maise what's the maise? Ave uvde. It was a maise which shaklu on needs the rimoine. And what happened to the pomegranate? Veyovesh rimoine. The whole thing went dry. Ober shaklu le pirche. They came and they took to the kafrisin the bitise. Bitise is the vyoines, as we learned yesterday. Yeah. So they took off the kafrisin from the vyoines. And what happened? The aikim bitise. It continued to be fresh and nice. So this is not called a real shomer. If it's not called a real shomer, and therefore he came and he was eating from the kafrisim because he said it's not a pri, it's not a problem. They eat it in Orle and Chutzlaret, and that's why we came and we're matim. And over in brackets he says ve'ilchase kemar. The ilchase over here in brackets because in Ochaname is machloikes and darif if we pass in this way or not. The Rosh says that we actually do pass in this way. Just this adding over here in the Gemara, it's the Baal Halochas Gdoilis, the Bahag. He adds over here, Ve'ilchase Kamar Baravashi, the Zocher is of Yonis Vocheles Kafrisin, or the Gabi Ole Lav Peiraninu, Gabi Boches Nabi Lav Peiraninu, Ve'loi Mavarchina Loi Boyer Prioritz, Elo, Boyer Pri, or Domo, and that's what you're going to come and make. And Toises over here actually brings Ve'ilchase. So, Ve'ilchase, and the Rosh also disagree on it. They disagree on it and they don't agree with this bahag. The Rosh brings it's a bahag and Mela disagrees on it. Okay. Zog the Gemara. Pilpel. Pilpelei. What's a pilpelei? Now, pilpelei is something that in Ochonamet the regilus is to come and to eat it when don't see things over here with the because pilpelei. Yeah. Okay, brings over here the thing. Basically, pilpele is something that you don't eat yourself. You can eat it only with other things. It's too hot. It's too thing. Huh?
Peppercorn, they call it.
Peppercorn?
Yeah, that's something which you.
You don't eat it by itself. You don't eat it by itself.
It's as a spice. You don't
Yeah,
use it
exactly. That's the shot. You use it as a spice. You don't use it as itself. Okay? You don't. It's too strong to eat it as itself. Zog the Gemara. Pilpel. Rav Sheshes Omar, what's the bracha if a person does eat it himself? What's the din? Says the Gemara, Rav Sheshes Omar, shehakoil. You can make a shehakoil. Rove Omar, loy klum. You don't make any bracha on it. You don't make any bracha. Why? Because it's not a derech to come to eat it by itself. Meilem yimachnish kam bracha of them. Says the Gemara. Ve'az the Rove letamei. Rove goes over here l'shitosoi. That's what? The Omar Rove. Kos pilpele. Kos means anything what you're eating sheloi kederech is called kos. That's what Rashi says. Kos pilpele kol davar she'odom oichel sheloi kedarkoi. Says Rashi mikre ksise. Chewing. Yeah, that is called. But anything what's not after chewing, it's anything. Rashi says kol davar she'odom oichel sheloi kedarkoi mikre ksise. So he's koises of the pilpele. He's koises of the pilpelim. So when he's doing it, beyoyim de kippur. Potu. Why is potu? Because it's not called achilas. It's going to be part of a gores. The same thing also, cause zangevile. Zangevil is a type of a spice, what's called zangevil, and nochoname also zangevil, you don't eat it, I think it's called ginger. In nochoname, you don't come and eat it, sorry, by itself. Right? You don't eat it by itself. No? You do eat it by itself?
Sugar. With sushi. Without sugar. It's very good for colds and flu.
It's a root.
The root.
The root itself you can bite into eat. It's horrible.
Excuse me, I see people eating people like this.
Okay. So maybe zangevil is not ginger. It is ginger? I always thought zangevil is ginger, but since people do eat it.
Few people. There's a refuah.
Most people don't.
It is a refuah.
Most people don't.
You can't have a lot of it, you said.
I always thought it's not ginger. It's maybe something. Ginger? Okay, ich weiß nicht. I don't know. He says that people do eat it. Oh, no, the problem is that people do eat ginger today. Okay, well, the sushi is different. The sushi is not when it's cooked. It's not exactly. It's not.
They have it on the side.
Yeah, but it's not cooked. It's not exactly.
You don't eat it by yourself, in any case.
You don't. It's not cooked. It's no, it's homage. It's like a little bit vinegar. Yeah, like you do carpaccio.
Carpaccio.
That's meat. It's already something else. That's basal chai. You're gonna have to learn about the halachas about that. Okay. Says the Gemara. So someone is eating over there pilpele and zangevil, as we said, zangevile in Yom Kippur. What's going to be the din? Potu. Why? Because Rove says that legabe broche is not considered achile, and the same thing also there is not called achile. Rove and Rav Sheshet disagrees. Maybe Rav Sheshet nochoname. That's why he disagrees. No, Rav Sheshet disagrees, and he says that in nochoname that he's going to be chayev. So you have to make on it a bracha because in nochoname it is roi leachile. That's pashas lefi Rav Sheshet. Rav Sheshet disagrees. He says you do make a bracha. It's roi leachile. So you're going to make on it a bracha. Okay. Masechet. Find the Gemara Masechet. Oyo Rameir Oimer. Rameir would come and say what we learned in the Brisa. Mimashma sheneemar. It says in the bracha legabi orle in the pasuk ve'araltem orlo so yaspir. Ein yodea sheitz macholu. For sure we talk about over here pri. That's nochonam roi leachile. Why we talk about aral? Says Elom mata mud loimar. What says in the beginning of the pasuk eitz machol? Right? When the tatem called eitz machol. The choire machol is superfluous. Right? The machol. The word machol is superfluous. Lehovi to count in merabe isur ole for what? H shetam eitz pirei shove. What is it? Veizeu. So we learned in the Gemara lamed hey and base in Sukkah. And what is it? Pilpelim. Ze ha pilpelim. Lamed chosha pilpelim chayovim beole. And we shouldn't come and say a mistake because it's what's the pshat? Why? What's the havamina? It shouldn't be chayav beole. So Rashi comes and says because we might come and think because it's a pilpelim, it's not a tree. It's a yerek. Why? Because it's a very short tree. That's what Rashi says in not over here. Rashi in Sukkah. Rashi in Sukkah. Yeah. So because we might come and think that this is not a tree because it's very short, so it's going to be called yerek email. There's no ole, and that's why we have to come and to be merabe thing. Tosis over there, Yochanan disagrees. Tosis says we never saw that the ole depends on how high is the tree. If it's high, it's thing. And the chiddush is Yochanan. Yeah. What? Let's see the Gemara. Okay, fine. Zog the Gemara. ללמדכו that what? Another חידוש over here. שאין ארץ ישראל חסר כלום. שנאמר, says in ארץ ישראל, ארץ אשר לא ימי מסכנו תאכל בו לחם. לא יתך שר כל בוי. So what do you see from the Brisa? That the pilpelim are considered like a pri, right? It's considered a machal. And why? Because if not, it wouldn't be also an ole. So in the Chores shver lefihu. Lefi Rove said that pilpelim are not roi leachile, and for the Gemara lo yikashye. Ho, the Brisa, what we said in Yochanan that pilpelim have a isu ole. Let's talk about berativse. That this pilpel in Yochanan it's moist, and we mele therefore in Yochanan it's roi leachile. Ho, what Rove came and said that it's going to be potur, that someone is eating on your keeper is going to be potur. In Yochanan it's talking beya beshte. When it's dry, you cannot come and eat it bifnei atzmoi. Amrele rabona lemereima. And also. So someone is going to come and eat zangavil, ginger, and Yom Kippur's bottle. Ve'omar Rove, I hamalte. Hamalte is in Ochoname a type of, Rashi says, lituvariu belaz. And over here, Lazi Rashi brings, Daisa l'refuah suyo me'asovim sheyesh bohem mesikus. That's what he brings over here, the Lazi Rashi. He said made from all kinds of spices. It means all kinds of spices, and it's very similar to ginger. But this ginger, so Rashi Rashi and Yuma, but then the Sugya, Rashi says it's a zangevil together with honey. Together with honey. Als dat Rashi and Yuma. The dvash, yeah, that's Rashi in Yuma. Shesh boy mesikus. That's what he brings over Al Pi Rashi. Okay. So over there we learned the Asya Mibei and Duya, what comes from India, or from Kush, as Rashi says always, India. Kush, yeah. How you do about Kush? So yeah. Rashi says it's Kush. Aboy Mer it's Kush. That's what Rashi says always. Rashi and Yuma says also. Huh?
No, you're saying in the Rashi.
Yeah, Rashi always says that. Rashi over here, Rashi and thing, yeah. Kushim. That's what Rashi says. Hindu, Kushim. The Eretz Kush.
Try and show how great the empire is.
No, so the Gemara has a machlokes. It's one next to the other. One next to the other because it's the same thing. Says the Gemara. The Asiyah Mibei Duya came Mibei Duya Sharye. That means you're allowed to come and to eat it. And there's no problem of bishul nochrim. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Bishul nochrim. Why? Because it's roy la'achila also without cooking. Because it's also roy la'achila without cooking, and that's what Rashi says over here. In Duye Kushim, in Ochaname, it's going to be Roy La'achile. Yeah. Okay. Says the Gemara, Umevorchin oleo, boirei, peri, o adomo. Oh, and now, what's the shaila? Lichoira, the shaila is, Rovet doesn't choishish over here to be shulei nochim. Why? Because it's Roy La'achile also without cooking. So what do you see from over here? It's Roy La'achile also in a case without cooking. So why Rove itself came and said that it's going to be poto if someone is eating it, then you keep it. Why is it going to be poto? And for the Gemara, lo ikashi. What Rove was matter to eat it in Ochoname bishut nochrim. It's talking about beretivte. And then in Ochoname is roi lemachal kemoi shehu. When you talk about Yekiba, it's going to be poto. Beya beshte. In Ochoname, and then in Ochoname is going to be, it's not roi le'achile. And in Ochoname it's going to be also. And over here Toshis has a whole arichas in Ochoname. Things are Yabeshte, Ariche, the Tosis brings about zucker, but sugar is not sugar mamish, he's talking about knei sukkar. Sugar cane. Okay, we can't go into each thing now, but interesting Tosis of Eddie Bamasel Berativte. Says the Gemara weiter. Says the Gemara. What about someone is eating a chovitz gedeiro? Chovitz gedeiro. What is a chovitz gedeiro? Says Rashi. Min machal kofui. Min machal kofui, that's made of kemoi cholov shechovtzu bekeva. Kach oisi machal kofui bekdeiro lekavon farish lo kimche veduvshe umashche vekorlei aborushdi. Yeah, it's a type of a porridge. What's made of flour, honey, and oil. And the same thing is also the daisa. Daisa is porridge. Yeah, the Tinachoname is made from wheat. Rav Yudah Omar, the Brachot is Shakul Yom Dvorim. Rav Kana Omar, Boyer Min Mezonos. Says the Gemara. B'daisa, the Gemara explains. Kulan Meloi Plige, the Boyer Min Mezonos. Why? Because on Chameshis Minei Dogon, that you cook it, you make a Boyer Min Mezonos, and you cook over here Chameshis Minei Dogon. This is part of the Chameshis Minei Dogon as wheat. Ki Plige, B'daisa, Ke'en Chovitz Gdeiro. That means that you came and mixed in it also honey. Yeah, the Chovitz Gdeiro, we put in honey. So in Nochanami, you have a porridge and you put inside honey. Rabbi Yudah Omar, She'akol, why? Sovar duv she'iker, and therefore, in Nochaname, honey you make she'akol. Rav Kana Omar, Boyer Min Mezonos, why? Sovar smida. Smida is the flour, that is the iker. And Mele, that's why you're going to come and make a Boyer Min Mezonos like anything that's cooked. Omar Rav Yosef, Kavasei the Rav Kana, that says that you make a Boyer Min Mezonos, mistabre. Why? The Rav Shmuel Dam Tavai, they say, Kol sheyesh b'y chameshis hamilim. Anything that has on the chameshis minei dogon, be'evochin olav boyrei mina mezoymes. Why? Because the chashivas of the chameshis minei dogon that comes and gives us in Ochoname is nechshav to the ikar hamachal, and meila because it's nechshav to the ikar hamachal. That's why you're going to come and make on it a boyrei minei mezoymes. Yeah. And Be'etzem, this is the Mishnah later on. The Mishnah later on, and it's important to know the Mishnah now. The Mishnah later on says Zeh Klal, right? The Mishnah says Zeh Klal, and that what anything kol sheu ikar ve'imoy tefela mevorech al ikar upoiter satfela. That's the Mishnah later on in Daf Mem Daled or Mem Aleph, where the Mishnah comes and says that you always make ikar or the ikar or the tefela in ochaname and thing. And better when we come and saying over here, what's the ikar? The ikar is the chameshes milei dogon, or the ikar is the honey. If it's the honey, the ikar, so you make a shakol, and if the chameshes milei dogon is the ikar, you're going to make a bezoinus.
Could it also be which actual taste comes out more, even if it's less? If it's very sharp, then the other taste might come out more. What?
Oh, so this is a big shayla. What is the ikar? The ikar is only nochonam, it has to be roiv? No. The ikar is in nochonam, if both are standing, when you have two ikorim, what are you going to do? Both are standing, each one is standing for itself. Each one is standing for itself. What's going to be the din then? Which bracha are you going to make? So this is why the nochonam, it's depends. The achoinim, nochonam, it's going to be a machlokes. Okay. Yeah. Gufe, says the Gemara. Rav u'Shmuel da'amre tarvayu. Kol sheyesh boy mechamesh aminim. Anything what has in the chamesh aminim in the chamesh minei dogon. Mevochin olav boyrei minei mezoinus. Boyrei minei mezoinus. And in ochoname brocha achroina you're going to make brocha mein shalosh. Brocha mein shalosh. Veitma name. And we learned also Rav u'Shmuel da'amre tarvayu. Kol shehu mechamesh aminim mevochin olav boyrei minei mezoinus. Utzriche. Why do we need to come to say both? Two of the members. They yashmine kol shehu. If you can say only one of the chamish aminim, ava amine mishum deisa beine, because the dogon you could see the dogon ben, and that's why you make it by minazonis. Avol, if you have dogon that's coming al yedei taroives inochaname, so then inochaname you don't see it. It's not ben. So then inochaname maybe you're not going to make a mezonis, so you're going to make a sheakol. So al yedei taroives loi, says the Gemara, komash malon. That's what called anything sheyesh boy. That's from the chameshes minei dogon. L'chona you're going to make a boy minei dogon. Ve'yash meina. So you just tell me the second thing. Ve'yash meina kol sheyesh boy ave amine kol sheyesh boy chameshes aminim. In only if that's the chameshes aminim. Well, what is the chameshes aminim? The chameshes aminim is, as we know, chita, soira, shifon, shual, and kusvin. In English, wheat, barley, rye, spelt, and oats. Kusvin is spelt. Kusvin is spelt. Shibola shul is oats, and shifon is rye. Barley is, and wheat is chita. Says the Gemara. I think so. So fine.
English lesson on the side.
Yeah, I'm going to teach English. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's say only the second can be Yashmin and Kol Sheyesh Boy Ava Amine Kol Sheyesh Chamesh Aminin in Avol, if they're not for the Chamesh Aminin, for example Oirez Vedoichan. Oh, so Doichan is a big shaila. We could speak about the whole shir. What is exactly this Doichan? Rashi comes and says over here Doichan punch, fench, punch, and in Honam they say it's a type of the last thing Rashi says Fang min Esev. I don't know what that means, but there's a big discussion what is exactly this doichan. Okay. The oiraz itself, Rashi says, is meal. Meal. What is this meal? So some learn that this meal in Ochanam, what we call today doichan, oiraz is not rice. What we say rice. Toises in Ochanam, if you look at toises, they're interesting because it's a whole big thing. What is when you say oiraz and doichan, what that means? Sochi, they're being Rashis. But let's look at toises over here. Rashi piresh oiraz meal. Veyesh meforshim rizo. Rizo is rice. Very good. Olai biu levar the doichan ainu meal, and that's noch name today in Hebrew. Doichan meal is doichan. That's what's called the doichan. We have doichan. Millet. It's called It's called millet, right? So that is doichan. But lefita is very very simple. We can learn oiraz, translate like every word. But we know oiraz rice, doichan is millet. Very good. Rashi gets a little bit more complicated. We're gonna have to leave it for now. Amert Hashem, if we up in the daf in Psochim, we're gonna remind them. Log the Gemara weiter. So we might come and say, Avol oirav dedoichan loy, mishum de'alidei ta'aroives, inochaname den avol isa be'ene, but inochaname, if you see it be'en, name, we're going to say, afilo oirav dedoichan nami, we're going to make on it the mezoines, mavochin al boirim min mezoines, komash malon, no, kol shou bechamesh zaminim, hu de mavochin al boirim min mezoines, le'afuk oirav dedoichan, the afilo isa be'ene, you can come and see even pieces of oirav dedoichan, le'mavochin boirim min mezoines, inochaname, what are you going to make on it? Sha'akol pashtes. Says the Gemara, really? V'oirav dedoichan, no mavochin boirim min mezoines, ve'otanye, we learned in the Braise, what if a person in Ochoname is sitting and eating? They view lefon of pas oires, that mean in Ochoname bread that's made from in Ochoname from rice. Let's say in Ochoname rice, and in Ochoname bread that's made from oires or doichan. Mevor olav techila vesoif. Like what? Kemaasei gedeiro. No, what's bracha is it? What bracha is it? Masechet deiro. So in Ochoname, that Masechet deiro, always when we say Masechet deiro, it means 5 minei dogon. Whenever we say Masechet deiro means in Ochoname 5 minei dogon. They came and they put in a pot, and that we always make mezoines. Mezoines and a bracha main shalish. So we come and saying over here, he's basically like a Masechet deiro. That means like 5 minei dogon. What in Ochoname said? We said the teretz, but let's see in the Gemara. Masechet deiro, what is it? Gabi Masechet deiro. What is in Ochoname? The Gemara says the Gemara. What is in Ochoname? The Masechet deiro. What is the bracha? Tanya, betchila mevorich olav boirei minei mezoines. Ulevasoy mevorich olav bracha achas mein shalosh. So in Ochoname, the same thing about the pas oires and the pas doichad. What are we going to make? Or mezoines. So how can you say that you don't make a mezoines? Says the Gemara. Yes. It doesn't say Masechet deiro. It says ke Masechet deiro. Veloi ke Masechet deiro. What the pshat? Ke Masechet deiro de mevochin olot tchila v'soif. You make a bracha, and after that you know noch bracha. Aber veloi ke Masechet deiro mamish. Why? Deilu be Masechet deiro. What do you make the bracha? Says betchila boirei min mezonos v'lesoif bracha achas mein shalosh. Veilu oche. That means when you're talking about the pas oir and the pas doichan, betchila mevorich olav sha'akol yom bidvaroi ulevesoif boirei nefoshes rabois v'chesoinon al kol ma sheboro.
When's it called bread then? When this week, which you would mix up together, you'd have wheat and masechet deiro, whatever it's called, right? So when is it called lechem? When do you call it?
Lechem is from chito and soiro. Chito and soiro. Chamesh min adogim. What you come and you bake it. Masechet deiro is cooking. So you're cooking it.
So we're talking about cooking it.
Yeah, Masechet deiro is put in a pot. What's a gedeiro? A gedeiro is always a pot.
If it's baked,
Pasta, or lots of different things. Yeah, every porridge. What is porridge? Masechet deiro.
So if you mix all fine and is it bread? It's not bread. It's got wheat, no? It's not. Why is it not bread?
If you cook it in Ochoname, it's Masechet deiro. He said pasta.
Bake it.
What is made pasta? What is made of?
Wheat.
It doesn't. It comes in the packages. It doesn't grow that way from the ground.
No.
The package. Yeah, it's cooked mezonos. In Ochoname, that's what he's saying. That is Masechet deiro. That is a Masechet deiro. Masechet deiro. You take wheat, you cook it. That is Masechet deiro. That is Masechet deiro.
So that's why cake
Me, I
cake
think it always is,
is baked, isn't it?
What?
Cake is baked. You don't say how much.
Yeah, in Ochoname.
Because
It depends
you're
what.
mixing in.
Okay, well, depends. In Ochoname, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it depends. Okay, now we're going to come later on in Ochoname. What do you do on the thing? Yeah. Says the Gemara. Just in Ochoname, very, very interesting toises. Toises come and says, explaining Poshet the Pshat of Boyer Nefoshes Rabbis. Very famous toises. Let's see it inside. Says toises, the top toises. Boyer Nefoshes Rabbis. Zok toises. Boyer Nefoshes Rabbis Chesoinon. Kemoi. What's the Chesoinon? Hoi lechem umayim, שיהיה אפשר בלויהם. ועל כל מה שבו לאחיוס בואי נפש גם חוי, כלומר, על כל מה שבאוילום, שגם אם לא יברון, יכול לומר לחיות בלויהם. שלא יברון כי אם לתיינוג בעלמה. What's the תיינוג? Says Tosis, what is a תיינוג? כמוי, תפוחים וכיוצא בהם. So we coming and thanking in Ochoname, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, ומסיים, and he finishes it, ברוך חיי אוילומים, ובירושלמי, ברוך אתה השם, Chei Oilomi, that's the Lashon of the Yerushalmi. In Ochoname, we don't have the Lashon of the Yerushalmi. In Ochoname, we come and say a thing. But in Ochoname, that's the Boirei Minei Mezonos, what we have over here in the thing. Okay. Says the Gemara weiter. Let's see the Gemara weiter. Ve'oirez lav Masechet deiro Fragt die Gemara, Eures is not a Masechet Deira, and you're not going to make on it the Mezonos. Vehotanye, we learned in a Braise. Eures lav Masechet Deira. Why? Where do we find it? We find over there a Braise. Well, Elu in Masechet Deira. Chilke is when you take over there. Now we're coming and talking about the kernels of wheat. When you come and divide it, you divide it into 2, you divide it into 3, into 4, into 5, and that's the lashon over here. What we call it chilke, tigris, all of these lashonos. What we talking about over here, that's the nafkemine. What we talk about over here. Says the Gemara. So what is in Ochanam when we come and say over here the v'oiret la Masechet Deira v'otanya elu hein Masechet Deira chilke, that means a tavshil that's made of chitim that you came in to divide it into 2 parts. Tirgis is a tavshil that's made from chitim that you divide it into 3. Soiles is thick flour. Sorry, no, soiles is thick flour. That's what soiles bederach klal what we come and talking about over here. Soiles. Not what he says over here. No, he doesn't. Sorry. Yeah, the Bach in Ochaname comes. It doesn't say over here soiles. If you look at Nois Aleph, the Bach doesn't speak about soiles. Okay, because the Braise over here is talking about things that you're divided. The kernel of wheat that you divided into things. Zoris, what Zoris says the Zoris is when you came and divided into 4, and Ve says the Braise in Ochaname ve'alson. In Ochaname you divided into 5. Ve'oires and also oires, and all of them. What are you going to come and do over there, Brachot? You're going to make an it, so it's a Masechet Deira. So why should you make an it? It's a Masechet Deira. And when the Gemara, oh mani, Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri, this is goes the Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri. The Tanya. Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri, oires. What is the oires? You understand that oires mean dogon who, and that's why Yovin al chimutzo in Chonam and Pesach you're going to be chayav koros because it's a mean dogon. And Mela so you're going to make a mezonos, and the same thing. Other yoytze by Yechayvas Pesach, if he makes from rice, he's going to make a matzah. It's going to be yoytze. Why? Because it's part of the chamesh mine dogon. Avol Chonam Rabbonon come and say Avol Rabbonon. They come and say loy. It's not a mean dogon. Kum toy that Rav and Shmuel that they pass that you don't make a mezonos on oires. In Chonam they say like Rabbonon. But the Gemara goes back and fight the shaila, even though that that oires is not considered a dogon, but we're going to have to ask lefi Rabbonon why. Fight the Gemara ve'Rabbonon loy. That means lefi Rabbonon you don't make on it a mezonos. Fight the Gemara why not? Ve'otanye we learned over there in the Braise. Koises esachito when it's still koises chito means he's chewing it when it's still raw. Yeah, it's not cooked. It's not cooked. What if tochano? Afo, he grinded, he baked it, and then bishlo, that means to this bread. He had a loaf of bread, he takes the loaf of bread that you have to make a motzi, and he cooked it. He takes a loaf of bread that was baked, and he comes and he cooks it. What's going to be the din? Afo ubishlo. So, Bisman she'aprusos. If you have the slices of bread over there, kayomois, and in Nochoname, so they still have a shem lechem, and if they still have a shem, b'tchilo bevorach oleh amoitzi lechem in oretz. And that means Birkas Hamazon. Why? Because it still looks like bread, smells like bread, tastes like bread. So Inochaname is bread, it's lechem. Omer Inochaname, if Inochaname im ein prusos kayomos, Inochaname you don't recognize the slices of bread. So Inochaname, now it's misbatel from it the shem lechem, and it gets a new shem. What shem it gets? It gets a shem tavshil. It gets a name of a tavshil, and therefore bitchila mevorach olei boirem min mezonos ulebesoif mevorach olei brocha achas mein sholosh. Like you make on every tavshil that's made of chamisha minei dogon, you make over there a brocha mein sholosh. Says the Gemara, koises oires when it's still nochoname raw, he's eating the rice. Mevorach olei boirem bria adomo tochanoi afoi, and then in nochoname he took the bread. Yes, so he has a piece of bread that's made of rice. And he's coming now and he's eating it and he's baking it and then he's cooking it. No, that's what we find in the Braise. Money. Who is this Tane of this Braise that says that in oires, even if you cook it and it still looks like bread, you make a boire mine mezonos? Says the Gemara, money. If you're going to tell me that this is Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri do mar oires min dogonu, what bracha you have to make? Amoitzi lechem min haaretz. and sholosh brachos boya berucha. Right? You should do it like the bread. Elolav Rabbononi. That they say that well that oires in Ochaname is not from Minei Dogon, and that's why you don't make on it Amoitzi and Birkas Hamazon. And Oibazoi v'tiyuv to the Rav Shmuel. That's what they say that then oires you don't make a boyer min mezonos. What do you do in it? Or shehakoil. So 1 second, we see over here that there is a mandoma that says that on oires you make a mezonos. Who is it? It can't be Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri, because Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri says that if you recognize bread, you make it Amoitzi and Birkas Hamazon. So it can't be Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri. Rabbanon come and say, Rav Shmuel saying, Rabbanon that what? Now you make a shehakoil. You don't make a mezonos. So which Braise that we saw in Ochaname says the Gemara tiyuv to the Rav Shmuel tiyuv to the Ochaname. You have to make on the bread. You have to make a boirei minei mezonos. A bread that's made on a pas shel oires. You're gonna make a boirei minei mezonos. Today actually there is a I saw rice bread. Bread made of rice.
So what did they say? What brachot do you make?
Mezonos.
Rice cakes.
Oh, rice cakes is a different shayla. That is a very good shayla actually. Which bracha you making rice cakes?
Mezonos.
Corn cakes for Adoma, rice cakes.
Adomo.
It's not so simple. Rice cakes. Some do adomo, some do mezonos.
Because it's rice.
Because what is the adomo? You know, pasta.
Rice is a whole problem.
And when you do a popcorn, it's the same thing. So why you do a mezonos in the rice cakes? That's a pop.
Because it's a special thing. Rice is a special.
Oh, so the shayla is in Ochaname. Pasta itself.
It's a special din rice, isn't it? There's got a special thing that you make a mezonos sometime after.
Someone told me I don't know. I do everything shako. Yeah, there's a bracha. He speaks about popcorn. Yeah. No, rice is pashta. Again, I'm not a rabbi. Everyone should ask his local rabbi what he passes. But again, rice is pashtas. You should say boyer min mezonos. That's mashma from the tool. Nochaname from the Mishtabure. Rice cakes you should say boyer min mezonos. Schnitzel is depends over here in Toisves. Toisves over here comes and says, I'm just gonna, you know what? We're gonna speak about Schnitzel and it's very interesting. Let's get to the 2 dots and then thing. Omar Mar. Just another shur of Gemara. Omar Mar. Akois achito. V'vorach olei boyer pri adomo. V'otanye boyer min zoim. So you know, Loikad Rabbi Yehuda v'or Rabbanon. Where do we see that Rabbi Yehuda says that you make on every min? That nan v'al yarok v'soimer. Boyer pri adomo. Rabbi Yehuda oimer. Boyer minei deshoim. So that's why also Rabbi Yehuda is going to come and say in each min. What about in Ochaname, as we said over here, the Shaila, about Schnitzel? So, okay, so just we finish the share. Toises, if you go back to Toises Lamedvavam at base, the last Toises. Toises says, Kol sheyesh b'hem chamesh aminim, mevorchin olav boyer min mezonos. So Toises says, V'chein klairitish. I hope I'm reading it right. Klairitish. Bela, she'oisim mikemach umayim, oy mecholo, mevorchin olav boyer min mezonos. וכן, כשנויזן לקמח לתוך פוילין, אוי לתוך חדשים, אוי קרישין, וכן לתוך שקדים שאויזן לחוילה, אם אויזן יותר כדי שאיסו ידלב, או צור לבורך בויר מיני מזוינס. והיא לדבק בעלמה, אין צור לבורך בויר מיני מזוינס, ותוי לאחמי ולגומם בתוך חסות, אלך ברכס המויץ ופוטר ממנו נפשך. This Toises comes and means lots of shayas about Schnitzel. Why? Because Toises over here speaks about, as we just saw Toises, the last Toises in Daf Lamed Vavam and base, speaks about in Ochoname, and you have in certain tafshina you put over the kemach ledabik. Right? Just to come and stick it together. So what is the gather in Ochaname and Schnitzel? Schnitzel is called ledabek, or in Ochaname it's called more than that, to give a taste.
It depends on how thick the batter is. By Falk Pasuk in Eretz Israel, respect, the batter is thicker, unquestionably mezonos. Yes, unquestionably. I've got it in the Sefer at home.
But the issue is,
But Yashi passed it not like that. Yashi used to say that you should make on it. You should why? Because in Ochaname the Agdore, Yashi used to say that the Agdore is in Ochaname if you eat it on its own.
right?
You can eat it on your own or not.
Yes.
Well,
I mean,
you need the schnitzel on its own without the batter.
Yeah, but the batter you eat on their own. That's the question.
You can make
Not the schnitzel. The schnitzel, no. Some do healthy and only the thing without in the arm, right? But in Ochaname the batter, you do the tzipui, the perurei lechem, whatever it's called, the breadcrumbs. You eat it on its own.
Yes. No, you make it into fried.
Depends. Okay, so that's gonna be the depends. In Ochanam is gonna depend. In Ochanam, if you eat it on your own, in Ochanam. If you eat it on your own, in Ochanam, you're gonna come and make minimum zayis.
What? Everton made me a shritzel or fried fish like that, I was complaining.
Yeah, but he said it's a part of the dog.
It depends how thick it is. Rabbi Falk held, if it was that thick, mazonis.
What, the batter?
No, because he learns it's part of the 5 minute dog on. Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri says.
If you have a healthy diet, you wouldn't eat the batter.
It doesn't make Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri says that it's like rye or like any other flour.
You mean if it goes sour?
Yeah.
Sorry.